How are you all doing? Good.
So you know what? Before we get started, you guys don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel so you can get notifications when we upload. Okay? Let's do that right before. We're not even going on to the next thing until you do it.
We'll sit here and wait for you. Click like.
OMG.
Or keep in mind that Fridays we typically try to upload a video for Friday, just for you, TGIF.
Yes.
But we're gonna get into what we're talking about today. What we would like to speak about is something that I have personally been kind of just thinking about. It's been coming to mind is work ethic.
Ooh, work ethics.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Definitely is.
How do you know if somebody has good work ethics? Like, what is one quality of somebody with good work ethics?
I feel like one of the aspects of work ethic is punctuality. You know, someone that they're great at punctuality. That means that they're probably prepping themselves. They're aware of what punctuality does for their day. You know, because when you think about it, you're behind. You have to constantly you have to take the time to catch up instead of being ahead at that time. It just makes the things a whole lot easier. Makes the pace of your day a little bit easier going.
Well, work ethics, I think it's definitely based on some ideals of discipline and hard work. And I just feel like, well, I've heard stories, but I've heard some stories about the millennials not having good work ethics. They kind of want everything handed to them. I've even seen like some universities offering courses for you to develop your work ethics. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think one good work ethic my gosh, I'm gonna get it. It's right there. Work ethics is focus and persistence. That's a good work ethic to have, because that says that you can get a task done. You can focus until your task is done. You're not going to deviate and go off in la la land or imaginary land until this task is done. And that's definitely a good quality to have.
So how do you obtain a work ethic? Is there a driving force? Are there circumstances that influence or affect your drive?
I can imagine, just having just being shown certain skills, or being shown how to be okay. So let me mention a few things that are connected to work ethic.
Okay.
Attendance, character, teamwork, appearance, attitude, productivity, organizational skills, communication, cooperation, respect. So I think a lot of that is probably shown to individuals, or maybe you have been around someone that you admired and you picked up the things that you admire from someone. And so you've practiced it, and now you're either in the position of practicing and mastering it, or you're in the position of you've mastered it and it's easy. It's nothing for you.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with someone who did not have good work ethics? Do you find yourself picking up the load or carrying more of the load, especially when it comes to if you work with the team? With people, have you ever worked with someone who had poor work ethics or qualities of work ethics, however you want to put that?
I would say yes.
I would say so. Yeah, I've been around people that have had weaker, certain parts of work ethic. They've been weaker in it. They just haven't matured yet.
So I think is everyone's definition or the way work ethic looks, the way it looks, is it different for everyone? Like, I feel like some people work harder than others. Some people work, but they don't work till the task is complete. Other people work differently. Like, I would do something thoroughly, someone may not do something thoroughly. It's like our work ethic is different.
I would say people are on different levels.
Yeah.
So it's not something that's just like automatic.
It's not something that I feel like that's even across the board either.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different upbringings and everybody has a different mindset. Where you may have somebody who's OCD and they gotta have everything put clean, tight together, paper stacked. Yeah. And somebody else who can function with papers thrown all over the desk or constantly running late to meetings. That may be how they function in chaos. So you have, different spectrums of that. True story. We work with this young lady and she didn't have the best work ethics. So what someone noted was, well, let's find where she is strong and let's put her there. It's like she may not be strong with organizing this, but she's strong in selling this or placement. So I think sometimes when you work, especially if you're a manager and you're working with different people with different personalities and all walks of life, you have to kind of know how to place people. And even if you don't fully know them and know their strengths, I think observation is key, especially if you're in a management position. Observe your employers or observe your coworkers and see what it is that they're strong in. And then give them some pointers and tips. Like, hey girl, we're gonna wipe this up just a little bit more, not gonna leave this slop on the table. Yeah.
Which it makes you think like, say you do have so you have coworkers and there's some that are maybe mature, a little older, and they are stronger in a lot of different areas, and then you have those that are kind of weaker in a lot of different areas, or just most areas are kind of weaker. So you put them together, and, eventually will you wear out the stronger ones? Because I could just see the ones that are weaker in certain areas just having this codependency. Oh, they got it. They'll do it. Oh. It's just like,
well, they're gonna do it.
But yeah,
I feel like that's across that. I keep saying across. You do have to create a dependency on your coworkers when you see their strength. They're strong in an area. You do kind of tend to be like, okay, I can take the back seat, or I can ride shotgun on this. And you kind of do just start to depend on them to finish a job, possibly. Ooh, like in school and studying, you ever studied with a partner and or in a lab or something? I feel like one person always did a majority of the work, and you're like, oh, they got it because they don't want to fail. Yeah.
So are there benefits to having a good work ethic?
Absolutely.
And what are those benefits?
I think one thing is a benefit of having good work ethics is punctuality. You're punctual. You get things done. I think that's a major benefit. I'd rather be ahead. I feel like you just said something like this. I'd rather be ahead instead of behind. That's a major benefit, especially depending on who you work for. If I was a detective, I'd rather have a leg up than a leg down. So that's just good work ethics. You pay attention to details. You're detail oriented, and I see that's even sometimes on job application. That's a requirement for certain positions. They want you to be detail oriented.
I think that it keeps your career moving upwards, so you're able to be seen more than others. You're easily identified in the workplace if you have a good work ethic. And the good thing about it is you're able to get promotions and all of those pay raises because you're seen in a different light than others, because you have something that other people do not have.
Yeah, that makes me think of something that I didn't mention. I didn't mention professionalism. And professionalism, I think it feeds into how you put yourself together, right? That makes you, it instantly draw someone's attention with how you put yourself together. That doesn't mean you have to break the bank to look good. It just says what you have, you're putting it together well. You know, you got a little lip gloss on, you got your hair combed, you have your nails clean, you have a little bit of makeup, just a little bit of blush, or your clothes are ironed, they're put together, they're matching, smelling good, you know. And that doesn't take a lot of money, but it does take effort. So that, to me, that speaks of volumes to professionalism, like the way you look. And it also says, I care about me. And if I care about me, it's a great possibility that you're going to care about this job.
I like that. So work ethic has a look.
I think, definitely. Well, professionalism is definitely an attitude as well.
Yes.
And it's definitely, I think of, like, you ever, for example, been in a restaurant and you're like, can I see the manager? And when they are not professional, you're just like, how unprofessional. I just clapped. How unprofessional. So it's an attitude. It's how they respond. Like when things escalate, if you don't treat, that old saying, the customer is always right. If you don't treat the customer with dignity and with a level of respect, then there's a level of professionalism that you lack. If I come up to you and I'm screaming and yelling, nowadays people will scream and yell right back at you. But if you take a professional tone, it's usually to try to digress, calm the situation down, calm your customer down. But if we're going head to head and we're going when you bucking and I'm bucking with you, you know, then that lacks a level of professionalism. Yeah, so it's definitely an attitude as well.
Yeah.
And demeanor. Yeah.
You're right. You're so right.
Yeah. So in your workspace, just through you ladies working, do you feel like you all bring good work ethics to your place of employment?
Well, I don't function well. Well, maybe I choose not to function well if my stuff is not organized and not put together. Okay. And when I look in the mirror, I just want to see myself look a certain way. You know, so it's just like, you know, put myself together. It's just like, it makes me feel good in the inside, right? So yeah, I can just imagine if someone's looking at me from the outside and I'm putting myself together. You know, it makes my day flow better for me.
Okay.
And my organization, when I know things are where they are, I can flow really well. If I'm on time, I know that it gives me a little extra time to do some things before my day starts. So for me, I just like organization.
Dolores?
I would say I think I have a good work ethic at work, especially I have integrity. I'm timely. I go above and beyond my task. And I just do extra things that other people don't see. When something's asked of me, I do it for sure. And I just think that helps me to.
So do you have a work-life balance?
The work-life balance.
Is it? I mean, I think it's important to show your employer that you're willing to work hard. And is it important to create a work-life balance? Like, do you go in, let's say, 2 hours early? All right. Do you go in 15 minutes early? How? I mean, do you find yourself? Let me rephrase that. Do you find yourself giving a lot of your energy to work more so than at home?
You know, it's crazy that you mentioned that because you said 2 hours early. I was reading something one time where it was a man. He was talking about. He said it's smarter for someone to go home when they're supposed to instead of staying at work after hours. And it really does speak. It's like be productive,
right?
With the time that you have. Like be productive with the time that you have and go home and enjoy life, right?
Yes.
That just, I was like, ooh. Instead of just staying at work and you going and going and going, what eventually happens, you become burnt out. Because you didn't work. That's just, you need to be more focused with the time that you have and center yourself with the time that you have, doing your work, doing it hard, going hardcore. And then when it's time to shut it off, shut it off.
Shut it down. Who notices when you stay late? Like, do you want to be seen like as the last
maybe
one?
the type of
leaving the
job,
office?
probably so. That does, because she was speaking about going up above and beyond. You were speaking about going above and
duties that not necessarily, well, just things that you can know how to do. So
Wait, can I pause you right there? So do you take on other people's responsibility? Is that what you were saying?
no. So
Okay.
and my idea is we're all a team. So if
Okay.
you're lacking here, I could. If I'm good on my side, I could assist you here.
Okay.
that's-
So that would go into team leader. You're probably a team leader. Yeah, you're probably a good team leader. I said some other words: a responsibility, dedication, team leader, goal-oriented, professionalism, punctuality, reliability, and honesty.
So is it
Probably
good
team
to stay? Do you stay motivated when you kind of give yourself to your work? Is it hard to stay motivated?
I think you have to focus on the end goal. You can only stop until the end goal is completed, or the quality or standard is met.
By the company or within yourself?
Company. Well, I wouldn't say by the company, because companies sometimes don't always have the same goal as you
Yeah.
or standard as you. So I would say by how you value or level that, measure that yourself. For sure.
Yeah, I think it's good as an employer to have people who have an entrepreneurship mind, because they take on the heart of the company and they can run with it. And it's not like that ain't my job. I ain't getting paid enough for that. But it's more so, hey, like she were just saying, like a team thing. We're in this together. Let's get this done. You kind of take more of an ownership role, and that's good to have people who work like that. And if you have employees who
With keeping the mind of the company and what they stand for.
yeah. Can go off on your own tangent, your own vision. This is my company.
No, but you got to keep in mind what the company. But taking on that, I understand taking on that mentality. Yeah,
Definitely
that's really
taking ownership.
I had learned a lesson. I thought that the team, everybody should be strong. And everybody should be on a certain level.
That's good.
But once you experience life and you experience some things, you'll start to find that sometimes different mindsets bring a balance in the place. You know, some people have strengths here, some people have strengths there. You know, some people know how to welcome people in. They know how to make them feel welcome. Those are usually the ones that are sitting in the front. Those are usually the ones that you put in those are the face. Then you have people that are really strong with their thinking, and they're always analyzing. They're trying to improve things. Those are, they may not be your welcomers.
Yeah.
But it's a balance.
Yeah.
You know, you have those that are strong in certain areas and those in strong areas, and it makes a really good team. And I learned that. So I thought everybody was like, everybody has to be this and everybody has to be that. No. Not necessarily so. And sometimes when you lose someone that has a strength in certain areas, you like, I wish you just get it together. And then she leaves, you was like, oh, she was strong, man. Now she's gone. You feel that,
feel it.
that missing link. It's just like, oh my goodness, she was really the bomb with this.
Yeah, I think
That makes me think about body.
Yeah.
There's an arm, hand, leg, foot, and all of it together is a body. And when one piece is missing, there's something lacking.
Oh yeah, that's like a proverb too. It talks about there are many members, but one body.
And one body.
I think it's important to have a cohesive workflow, whether you come from, whether you are if we're talking about parts of the body, whether you're the eye, the mouth, the feet, you do have to have people who are going to make sure things are getting done. Someone who's going to keep people on track. And I think it's good to have a balance of good work ethics in the office. Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Because everybody can't be the boss. Everybody can't type on the computer.
Everybody don't want to be the boss.
Right.
But people just want to go do their job and get home.
And everybody can't hide out in the break room, in the restroom.
So what are your values that you hold within yourself when it comes to a work ethic? And also evaluate your work ethics, you guys.
Ooh, do a self-evaluation. You can probably Google one. and pull one up and give yourself an evaluation concerning your work
And don't
ethic.
measure yourself against one another, but I would say measure yourself against
yourself.
a company standard, maybe.
Oh,
For yourself.
I said yourself.
You know,
Well,
what's some of the things? What are some things you say? I'm strong in that area, but I want to grow in this area, and then focus on strengthening yourself in certain areas. Could be your punctuality. You know, if people know you as always being late, but you always put together, girl. Work on being on time. They'll be like, what? Who is this new person?
Be like,
Is he on time all the time?
She's on time today.
And if you do see people that are around you that have been making change and has been positive change, tell them about
Tell
it.
them, yes.
Positive reinforcement is really important to people's growth.
Yeah.
Well, that is all we have for you all today. We appreciate all the subscribes and likes. Thank you all so much. Much love. If you have not subscribed, do that right now.
And thank you for tuning in to Now
Let's Get Chatty.